Thank you so much for agreeing to talk to us here on TV3.
Thank you for having me.
By this time of maybe tournaments like this in crucial times, you will be with the Black Stars preparing for the Africa Cup. How does it feel, you not being with the team now?
Oh, I'm okay. Everything is okay. You know, initially when something like that happens, and you are a human being. You be asking yourself questions. But once we've managed to, come over it, at the moment I'm very fine. And
but what are some of the questions that you are asking yourself? Because a lot of people reported different things, but we have you here. What are some of the questions that you asked yourself?
Oh, no. I don't even want to talk about that, because when something like that happens, it hurts you for some time, but it depends from one person to the other. You know, when something happens, people react differently to it. But I've been able to, taking it in good faith, and life goes on.
What was your initial response? How did you react?
I didn't react. I never
calm?
reacted to it. I never reacted. And I'm speaking about it for the first time since the incident happened.
You've been with a team before. What sort of mood will be in camp now?
Personally, I think incidents that happened before they went to Dubai wasn't the best. I think it could have been handled better than it went. And what I think happened to some extent, it kills the mood in camp. Before a big tournament, you need heads to be cool, and you need guys to be in the mood to perform. So now you have to go and start all over. Initially there this thing around Black Stars, that scandals here and there in every tournament. So we thought that this one was going to be a very smooth one, and unfortunately that incident kicked in. So I think we could have handled it much better than it went.
What are some of the typical scenes that play out within the players' front and also technical team in preparations like this to a big tournament?
Apart from training, you become like one family. You joke a lot, crack serious joke a lot in camp. Players dance around, especially the new ones that are coming on board. That is a tradition that we do normally when we go to such camps. I mean, camp should be very, very, very interesting for everybody to feel part of the team.
But how useful is this pre-tournament camping for the national team? It's become very key for a lot of national teams, especially in the lead up to a major tournament like this.
No, the team needs to prepare very well. Because Ghana, we've conquered Africa with our mouth all the time. We are this, we are that, we are 4 times this, we are this, we have such players, we have this. Now those things are no more. You just have to go out there, prepare very well, and go and win. There's nothing less. You just cannot compromise. You have to just prepare very well and go and win the matches. Because now, from the records, it's clear that names and whatever titles don't win tournaments. We just have to throw everything behind us, go onto the pitch and win the game.
What goes into pre-tournament campaign?
A lot. I heard people also say, no, the team should have even started training here so that we go and watch them and do this. And you see, it's not about the team training here or training wherever. There are a lot of things that come on board here. You have to, test the atmosphere, the weather, how it is, or how it will be in Egypt. Not only in Egypt, but in Ismailia. To compare it to where you are going to have the training camp. Previously, in 2015, we took the team to Spain for a pre-tournament campaign. We went there, the weather wasn't too good for us, and most of us got sick and all that. So before kickoff, we had about 3-4 players with malaria, and that didn't help us. But in football, anything can happen. With that, we were even able to go to get to the finals. But we were extremely lucky because we were nearly kicked out in the group stage. So preparations, we don't have to compromise it. We just have to prepare very well, make sure that we are taking every session serious, the friendly matches, everything serious before we get to Ismailia.
So aside the weather, which you've spoken about taking our friendly matches seriously, what else should we be taking seriously ahead of this tournament?
Oh, you need the unity and, the cohesion in training and in the friendly matches. When the players have the desire, there's nothing they can do. And sometimes certain issues kick in and kill most of their desire. And when that thing is missing, you see the team playing, but what is really expected of them can never be, manifested on the field of play.
Do we have a united front?
I think it's united. When the president came in, I don't think there's any problem now anymore. I think they are united now. Because we've seen pictures of Jan and Dede and the rest, playing around. And it's good. It's good for the public. At least now they've seen that there are no hidden agendas and all that. And the boys are really ready to, defend the flag of Ghana.
How do you maintain that team efficiency and also bonding before you go to the tournament proper?
No, you see, the team has a psychologist. And most of the work will depend on him now. At the moment, the coaches have to think about their preparation, training sessions, and all that. There's a lot on their head now. So the other, like Stephen Appiah has been doing, he does it very well, and Tanko too is there. Everybody will do whatever he can to help the team. They've been there before, and now they are into management. And the process they pass through is making things easier for them.
What do you make of this current crop of Black Stars team?
Oh, it's a good squad. Especially, I was very happy personally when I saw Thomas Ejapon. He's one guy I like so much, and when I saw him on the list, I was very happy.
On the eve, before you announce your final squad, what does the technical team, what do you do, especially like in camp? What would you be talking about?
Oh, sometimes it becomes very sad and you see a quality player going home. Yes, that one. I must confess that you see somebody, you are returning home, not because he's not good, not because he was injured, but just because you have to let him go. It's very difficult. And when it happens like that, you just cannot help it, but just to console him and, wish him well.
And I hear sometimes the players, they don't respond well to when you tell them maybe you did not make the cut for the 23.
Sometimes they do. Sometimes some become angry and think
tables
and think that maybe you didn't like him or that person didn't like me. Oh, I had the issue with Asumasi, that is why. No. Players react differently to this situation. But it's not easy leaving a camp, such a camp, to come back home for others to go and, represent the country. Everybody wants to be there. Everybody.
But in terms of balance and in terms of how the tournament, now it's been expanded to 24 teams, do you think that the players that are in there now, do you think that we are looking at bringing that 5th trophy back home?
The squad we have can bring the trophy back home. I have no doubt on my mind. They can.
How?
But it's all up to how we prepare. That's all. It's all about preparations. You know where other teams are, where other countries are. Everybody is somewhere training very hard. So when we sit down to think any other thing can bring the cup back home, we may be making a very big mistake. We just have to train hard, play our friendly matches, and be sure that we are going in for the kill. Personally, I wouldn't want anybody to put pressure on the team, bring the cup, bring the cup. If you don't bring the cup, what happens? Nothing happens. So what do you have to limit your expectation. When the cup comes, Hallelujah, we thank God. But if it doesn't come, the hell mustn't break loose. Every country there has focused on the trophy.
Exactly.
But when you put unnecessary pressure on the team, it has its own effects.
Just like you said, we can't focus on bring the trophy home. But you think Kwesi is capable of doing it again, not going to the final, but this time trying to bring the trophy home?
Yeah, they have all the ammunitions to do that. I believe that.
Does the tension sometimes get to Kwesi up here?
Not only him. Every member of the technical team, the tension gets to them. That is football. Football without pressure or tension, football will be like lawn tennis, will be like any other thing. You know, the tension around football, you can't compare it to any game. In my opinion, football is the best game in the world. And without tension, without pressure, football will be very, very normal, like any other sport.
And with this tension, how do you overcome the tension?
It makes the game thick. It makes the game nice. It makes the game what it is today.
Okay.
And when the tensions comes and the stakes are high, that is where the big guys can really prove who they are.
Definitely.
Either you are a coach, you are a player, you are whatever you do. When the stakes are high, that is where you have to prove to the whole world that you can really do it.
Coach, thank you so much for talking to us. We are hoping that in a few weeks' time, the Black Stars will be bringing the 5th trophy back home. But thank you so much for your time.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
Thank you.